Thank you so much, Miss Cobble. I'm hoping, Senora Amezquita, could you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for choosing CASA. We know that you have very many options for your child's education, and we are thrilled that you've chosen CASA for your child for the next however many years you'll be with us. So if you are a kindergarten parent and you'll be with us for 9 years, or if you're a second grade parent and you'll be with us for 7, we're just gracious. I'm sorry, we really appreciate that you have chosen us as your option. I'm coming to you from the car because I have a prior engagement, but I did not want to miss this. It was really important that I take these few minutes to just welcome you to CASA. Also, I want to, I'm sorry, we've got folks wanting to join us too. I just want to also tell you that you're starting a journey that we as a school are really thrilled to take along with you. We want to be partners in your child's education. We can't do the things that we need to do at school without your support, your patience as parents. But we know that that is certainly the same for you at home. So just know that today is the first day that we start this journey together, and we're looking forward to many, many years of partnership and support from you and support to you as CASA families. Welcome home to CASA.
Thank you so much, Senora Connor. And then at this time, I'm going to pass it off to Senora Amezquitas.
Thank you so much, Senora Cobble. Welcome, everyone. I'm very excited to be here. I welcome you, like Senora Connor said, to CASA. I'm on this journey with you as well. I'm equally excited to be here. What I would like to do is just go over a few of the things that you're probably all wondering about. For example, the school calendar. The school calendar for the upcoming year is posted on our website. The first day of school will be August 15th, and the last day of school will be on June 14th. And at Casa Esperanza, we have a modified year-round schedule. So you will find that 3 times throughout the year, we have breaks that are a little bit longer than the traditional schools have, but please do visit our website and you'll be able to see a little bit more information about the calendar there. And I think the link to the calendar will be shared in the chat during the meeting. And we'll also send a follow-up email. Something else that I know you're probably wondering about is our uniforms at Casa Esperanza. So your uniforms can be purchased anywhere. The school logo does not have to be on the uniform, so don't worry about that. Kinder through 6th grade, they wear navy bottoms with white or red polo shirts, and children's in grade 6th advanced through 8th grade wear khaki pants with navy, red, or white polo shirts. But don't worry about that because that information will also be posted on our website, and you'll definitely receive a follow-up email over the summer so that you can get your kiddos ready for the start of the year. The next thing that I wanted to share, it's very exciting because, as you know, our new building is getting ready for us. We have a live link situation set up on our website where you can actually see the construction taking place and the walls coming up and all the great things that are happening in the new building. And it's so exciting for me to be part of this process. We are scheduled to be in our new facility. I believe it's in October after the first quarter. But again, we'll have more information. We're going to begin, well, actually the goal is to enter the building October 17th. That's the plan. The new address, in case you were wondering, is 10510 Star Road, Wake Forest. And we are going to start the year at our current facility on Sumner, but for pre-K through 6th grade only. And the middle grades will be on a site 1 mile away from our current location. I believe that that's all we're ready to share regarding the new building. And carpool next year will be a little different from carpool this year. We plan to have a staggered carpool. Again, you'll receive all the details and information as we get closer to the start of the year. But just in case you're wondering, we will have a first group, which will consist of our pre-K through fourth grade students. Come through first. They'll be dropped off at 7:45 through 8:15. And then we'll have a second group, and that will be for our students in the 5th through 8th grade, and they'll be dropped off between 8:15 and 8:45. And our pickup will be staggered as well. We are planning to have the first group, again, pre-K through 4th grade. They'll be picked up between 2:45 and 3:15. And then the second group, we have scheduled for 3:15 to 3:45. And I know that there are many families who maybe have children in both groups and are probably wondering, what are we going to do then? We recognize that, and we will have a shared carpool time for those families. Again, all the details will be provided over the summer. And I would like to invite Ms. Cook to talk a little bit about the hot lunch program. Ms. Barbara Cook.
I am so sorry. I do believe I need to make her a co-host. Bear with me just a second.
If you have any questions during the presentation, I believe you'll be able to enter those questions in the chat. I believe Ms. Cobble is going to furiously type away to try and answer those questions during the presentation. And if not, certainly we can follow up with an email. I wonder what's happening now.
Thank you so much, Miss Amasquita. I have made Miss Cook a co-host, so she should be able to unmute herself now if she's ready.
Because I can sing for you if you want.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good evening, parents. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am going to speak to you all about our My Hot Lunchbox program, which is the program that provides lunch to students Monday through Friday. You will be able to register and sign up and create accounts either now or in the future. You will have to, if you create your accounts now with My Hot Lunchbox, you will have to update your teacher later on, once you know who your teacher is. My Hot Lunchbox provides hot lunches to the school daily from various vendors like Chick-fil-A, Jersey Mike's, Subway, Moe's, and I can go on, PDQ, Mac House. So there are several vendors, and they change about every 6 months or quarterly, depending on how My Hot Lunchbox is rotating their vendors. So that just all depends. And I believe there will be more information shared with the follow-up email. And thank you. And I am now going to introduce Miss Diamat.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, hold on just a second, Cynthia. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Our parents are asking if we could introduce ourselves prior to speaking. So I am, if you guys don't mind, when you come first onto the screen, if you could introduce yourselves. And I do apologize. I think we skipped the kindergarten screening, but Miss Cynthia, if you'll go ahead and go next, I will come back to the kindergarten screening slide. Thank you, guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So my name is Cynthia Diamat. I am the before and after school coordinator at Casa Esperanza. I am very happy to be here this evening and welcome all of you to our upcoming school year. I'm going to talk about the before and after school program. We offer before school, after school for our students. The hours of operations are before school from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. After school is 3 to 6. And then we also provide care during early release days, and that's from 12 to 6. If you sign up for the after school program, early release days are included. We also provide care during teacher work days and intersession breaks. And this is at a different cost. It's optional. And the enrollment, the registration process will open about a month before. So you have the opportunity to sign up in advance. And it's very flexible for the intersession. You can pick up one day or the 5 days. The admission for the program is on a first come, first served basis. The application opened, the enrollment opened about 2 weeks ago, and deadline is June 10th. The application is on the website. If you go to Casa Esperanza website under the What We Do section and then look for before and after school, you'll find next year's enrollment form. You can download, scan that to me, or stop by the school, bring the forms along with the payment. It's a $25 registration fee, and that will hold the spot for your child, your children. Our program is very flexible for families. We understand that we have working families and the schedule may vary. So for the after school, we offer 2, 3, or 5 days rates. And those days are flexible as well, as long as they are the same during the school year. For the groups, we group our students based on age level. I have to wait until almost the end, around June, to know how many students we'll have, to have an idea about how many grades or how many students per grade I'll have. So then I can work on the groups. Usually we have pre-K, K, and first grade together, second and third, and then we have them by age. During our after school, we offer planned lessons and activities to both entertain and enrich the children that attend our program. We also have time for snack. We have homework assistance. We provide outdoor time, and then group activities, which include arts and craft, board games, talent shows, and lots of fun for the students. We also have an enrichment program opportunity, and this is open for everyone at CASA, not only for after-schoolers, where students can sign up for chess club, book club, Lego. We have drama club, NC State veterinarian program, Zumba, and we have many other things that we have planned for next year. So, and all this information is going to be shared with you once everything is finalized, usually by the end of the school year or during the summertime. And I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, you can find my information on the website, and I'll be happy to help you with the registration process. Now, I think I'm going to pass it over to Senora Salcedo for the kindergarten assessment.
Hello, everybody. I'm Senora Salcedo. I'm the children's house teacher for 3, 4, and 5-year-old. I'll have most of your kids. I'm so excited. Welcome to Casa. I'm going to talk a little bit about the kinder screenings. So kinder screenings are some screenings that we do for those new students coming just for kindergarten, not pre-K, not other grade levels, just for kindergarten. And we use these screenings just to get to know the students and for class placement. This is not a grading. This is not for scores. This is just to get to know the students and for placements. So here is the QR code where parents in kindergarten are going to sign. You're going to have 3 different dates. You're going to have May 23rd, 24th, and 26th. Those are the 3 days that you can sign. You just need to sign on one spot. And it's just a 20-minute assessment. It's just 20 minutes where the student is going to come. One teacher is going to take the student. We'll talk to the student. We'll get to know the student a little better. And then you can take it back home. It's just for 20 minutes. And we have morning and afternoons. So at your best convenience, you can just sign on one spot and we'll get to meet your child. If your child is already on the pre-K program at CASA, you don't need to sign for the kinder screenings because I will be doing that during the school day. So this is more of just getting to know your child, having a little conversation, talking to them, and this will help teachers to have a better placement in the classrooms for next school year. Welcome, everybody. Now I'm going to pass to Miss Chapman, Miss Laura Chapman. She's going to talk a little bit about first day kits.
Thank you so much, Miss Salcedo. I am going to need to make Miss Chapman a host, so if you guys will bear with me for just a moment. While I am in the process of doing that, I am going to let you guys know that if you do have any questions right now that immediately pop into your mind, you can put them into the chat, and I'll be glad to answer those as I can. Or we will have a time for questions at the end of the session. And we do have several of our staff that have joined us that will help us with those questions this evening as well. All right, so I see Miss Chapman. I have just made you a co-host, and so you should be able to unmute your microphone now.
Yes, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Laura Chapman, and I have been a CASA parent since 2009. Currently, I am a parent volunteer for the first day school supply kits. So every year, CASA offers the option to parents to buy school supplies online. Your student supply kit will be delivered to the school, and then parent volunteers take each kit to the proper classroom. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do any other school supply shopping. So it's extremely convenient. Another nice thing about the school supply kits, for every kit that is purchased online, it's also a fundraiser for our PFA, our Parent Faculty Association. And every kit sold gives $5 to the PFA, and then they use that money during the year to treat our teachers and staff. If you'd like to find out more information about the school supply kits, you can visit the school website, cemcs.org, and just look under the student tab, and you'll see a listing there for school supply kits. And I would also like to mention another PFA fundraiser that's an ongoing one. So I would just like to mention to everyone, you will definitely want to make sure that you label all of your students' items. You want to label water bottles, you want to label definitely sweaters, jackets, coats with your child's name so that it's very easy for them to find it and it doesn't end up in our lost and found. So if you are someone that likes to purchase labels to stick onto things, and I do this every year, you might want to check out our Mabel's Labels fundraiser. You go to mabelslabels.com and there's a button up at the top that says support a fundraiser. You just search for Casa Esperanza, and then whatever you buy, a certain percentage of that will go to our PFA. There's no extra cost to you. It's just a matter of looking up our school before you make your purchase, and it benefits our PFA, which in turn benefits our teachers and our staff during the year. So that's it for me and my presentation on school supply kits and Mabel's Labels, and I'm going to introduce you next to our PFA president, Miranda Draper.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Laura. You did an amazing job with giving some plugs for some of our passive fundraising. So I appreciate that. I am so excited to welcome you all to the table. And that was our slogan for the year because we wanted everyone to come together. And what better place is there than the table? The next slide is a presentation of who we are. Everyone is part of the PFA family. You do not have to do or say anything to become. If you are in the CASA family, you are part of PFA. We have 5 main committees that we would love to see you involved with, and that is our communications, our events, our fundraising, both active and passive, which Laura did a great job of plugging some of our passive fundraisers, as well as hospitality and environmental. We have an amazing garden at our school, and the touch tank was one of the reasons that my son really wanted to go to CASA. And so PFA is just an amazing place to get plugged in, no matter where your gifts are. What we do we help out all of our CASA staff. So we serve the CASA faculty and family through fundraising and volunteering, and we try to build community with all of our CASA families in some shape or form or fashion. Some of the ways that we serve our CASA staff are through staff lunches. We just had our Faculty Appreciation Week, which was a huge success. We were able to treat our teachers throughout the money that we had raised throughout the year. We have a garden club. We do a program with some of the teachers called Seed to Salad, which is some of the students come in and they plant, and then they go and they eat a salad from the things that they planted in the garden. We stock our CASA bathrooms. We just put little mints and things like that in our teachers' bathrooms just to, make them feel loved and valued. We have a uniform swap. So since CASA is a school that runs on uniforms, a lot of times, instead of going through and purchasing all new clothes, we like to do a uniform swap of where we turn in the uniforms that we've given and kind of go get the size that we need. So that is an activity that we do. We have CASA family nights. We try for every month. Sometimes it happens that way, sometimes it doesn't. And then fundraisers include our student and classroom photos, book fair, booster-thon, and plant sale. We have a garden plant sale in the spring. We are just so excited to have you here. There is a website at the end of my slides that lets you know how you can connect with us. On this website, it shows how you can give to PFA. It shows how you can connect with us, the Facebook page, our Twitter site, and just our regular site just tells you every single thing that's going on. Laura was telling you about Mabel's Labels. We have a direct link on our website to Mabel's Labels, as well as any information that you would need for the school kits. So that is the end of my presentation. I am looking forward to seeing you at the table. And yes, sorry, because I'm hosting okay, thank you. So to go for all of the fundraisers and things that we do to treat our students, the biggest question that we get is how can we give? How can we donate? We ask that you donate $25 a student. This help covers the cost of treating our CASA faculty. We try to include all of our CASA faculty and not just our teachers, even though our teachers are the most amazing people on the face of the planet. I just adore all of the teachers here. Here are QR codes. Again, you can also find them at our website, which I think is on the next slide. And I will be passing it back over to Senora Cobble. Oh, can you please send us the bit.ly link again? It is still on your screen, but I'm happy to send it. I will pass it back over to Senora Cobble, and we'll take any questions that y'all have. We're so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Ms. Draper. So, Mr. Vega, we will make sure to include the slides that have been covered with the PFA. They will be included tomorrow. Everyone will receive an email that has all of the handouts and all of the goodies and details that have been provided from the different groups tonight. That will all come to everyone's email through the admissions email that we have been sending out correspondence. If for some reason you haven't been receiving emails, please make sure to send an email to admissions@cemcs.org. I will put that in the chat in just a moment to make sure that we can get you added to that email thread. So at this point in time, I'm going to stop presenting the one screen so that we can all be on the camera if we have the capacity to. And if you guys have any questions, let you feel free to put your questions into the chat. Unfortunately, because there are over 100 of us on this call, which is fabulous, but because there's more than 100, we would probably most likely start talking over one another. So if you have questions, put them in the chat, and we'll be able to respond to those questions, because I'm sure other people will have those questions as well. So the first question that I am seeing, and staff, if you have been listed as a co-host, I might call out on you to help me with some of these questions if I need help. But the first question is, are masks still required in school? And at this point in time, they are not still required. They are optional. If someone would like to wear a mask, they are welcome to, but they are not required. All right, and the next question is, how do we participate in the uniform swap? Ms. Draper, would you be able to answer that question?
Sorry, my son walked in. What question?
You're fine. You didn't know I was going to put you on the spot. How does someone participate in the uniform swap?
So information will be sent out from our co-president, Angel. You will see something from her. She will have a date set up, and I assume that it will be outside, but there's a, I guess, possibility that it might be inside depending on the weather. And basically we have bins laid out to where there are different sizes, and it's a nicely organized day of where you come, turn in some clothes, and then go search the bins for whatever size that you need. Information will be sent out from our PFA website or PFA email. One of the two will happen.
Thank you so much. All right, so the next question, is there going to be a meet the teacher for students to learn the lay of the land with all of our multiple buildings? I will add in there, and an opportunity to meet their instructors and classmates. And the answer is yes, we do get to do that in the fall. Most likely that will be the Friday before school begins, so that the families can come in and meet the teacher, meet where the classroom is, and have an opportunity to see the school. And so that will happen the week before school starts, but more communication will be posted on our Facebook. It will be sent out through that admissions email, and then also through the communications that have been coming out through our MailChimp, through our media company. The next question is, what type of parent communication system do you use? And I'm so glad you asked that, because we have several parent communication portals that we use. So of course we have our Facebook messaging that we send out things, but we also use the K-Swift program, which is connected to Power School. And so that will send communication to the entire school body. And then we also have a program called Talking Points that will take a little bit of time to get our new parents added to, so it will be likely after the school year begins. But what Talking Points allows us to do is send communications that are received in the native language that the family chooses to have the communication sent to them. So that allows the opportunity for, if English is not your primary language, you have a variety of languages that you can choose from to receive those communications in your preference. So there's at least 3 different ways that we send out communications, and we do our best anytime we do send out a communication to blast through all of them, not just one. And I might want to go ahead and add that in the event we had an early dismissal due to severe weather, or due to a snowstorm or ice storm or something like that, we also communicate with WRAL and post our school closings, not only through those 3 other avenues that I mentioned just a moment ago, but we would also send that information to WRAL as well. Okay, what other questions do you guys have? I see you guys talking about the My Hot Lunchbox and the different things with food allergies. And I'm going to send you several packets of information in reference to the My Hot Lunchbox. But that is always a concern of parents, right? Is making sure that our kids aren't exposed to these potential allergens or just food preferences. The nice thing is that with My Hot Lunchbox, you have a full menu of items to choose from, and allergens are notated on each child's ordering sheet, and so things are prepared properly and safely for your student, and they're packaged individually, so that can definitely help reduce those issues and those concerns. And thank you, Miss Gordon, for notating that. Miss Gordon is one of our first, second grade teachers, and she has firsthand experience with that My Hot Lunchbox. Okay, so we have some questions about restrictions for what is packed home in a lunch or what comes from lunch. Let me see. Miss Salcedo, would you be able to answer that question for us?
Sure. When at the beginning of the school year, you're going to receive like a snack, lunch suggestions. We do healthy snacks and healthy lunch. We don't allow like candies, chocolate, icing, or sweets at school. And in different classes, depending on the students we have, we will let parents know if, for example, we are a peanut-free class, depending on the students we get that year. For example, this year, my class had no allergies, so we were open to peanut butter or things like that. So it depends on the classroom you're gonna belong. But we mostly recommend just healthy snacks, healthy lunches. Like I said, no icing, no sweets. And you're gonna receive a chart that's gonna help you a lot with that.
Thank you so much, Miss Salcedo. Thank you so much, team, for answering questions in the chat. You guys are doing a great job, and I think everybody can see the answers, but I will verbalize them just in case maybe someone's on their cell phone. There was questions about class sizes for upper elementary, and I can speak for the whole school. Our classes cap out at 30 students per classroom. We never allow more than 30 students in the classroom, but we also have 2 teachers in each classroom. And so that means that our teacher-student ratio is always 1 to 15 or lower. And then the other question was about how many grades are within each classroom. With our Montessori processes, there are 2 grade levels in each classroom. So for our, they're banded so that our preschool and kindergarten are together. And then we have 1st and 2nd grade together, 3rd and 4th grade is together, 5th and 6th grade is together, and 7th and 8th grade is together. The only exception for that would be if we do have a 6th grade advanced program, and those students that are advanced go into the middle school. So they are middle grades. So it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade if they are part of that program. So Ms. Gordon, I see where perhaps you were asked a question about parent-teacher conferences. Would you mind speaking to that for just a moment? Actually, I don't know if I made Ms. Gordon a co-host. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Gordon cannot speak to the questions that we had about the parent-teacher conference, but what I wanted everyone to see is that we do have parent-teacher conferences that we offer to our families. Is there another teacher that maybe
I'm here, Ms. Cabo, Senora Salcedo.
Thank you.
We offer 4 parent-teacher conference in the year. So every end of the quarter, we'll have a parent-teacher conference. 1st and 3rd quarter are mandatory parent conference. So we'll meet with every parent for those quarters. And 2nd and 4th, We'll meet with the parents that want to meet with us, that we feel the necessity that we need to meet and talk about the progress of your child. And you'll receive also a progress report every end of the quarter. With the assessments we do, we'll share them with you, and we'll have that conference that's very important. So you'll be meeting with us 2 times a year, 3 or 4, but 2 of them are mandatory. So you will receive progress report and the parent-teacher conference at the end of every quarter.
Thank you so much, Ms. Salcedo. I know that's very important to our parents to see the progress of their students. You guys are doing great with the questions now. We've got them flowing. So let's see where I can pick up. There's been several questions about COVID exposures. We do have a school nurse that is on site that does communicate with any student and any student's family that has gotten ill. And depending upon the circumstances that surround that student being ill as to what our COVID protocols are. So we still follow the North Carolina toolkit, which is the guidelines initiated by the North Carolina governor that regulate how to handle COVID within the school setting. So we follow all of those safety guidelines that have been provided, and we follow all protocols that have been initiated. So that includes quarantining when necessary. That includes wearing masks once a student has returned to campus after being quarantined or exposed. So we also notify the school in general when a COVID exposure has occurred. Due to HIPAA policy, we don't identify who the student is or who the staff member is, but we do have a running record of how many students have been exposed and how many students or staff members have tested positive so that we can report that. And, you know, with COVID, with where it is now in our society, those processes will likely change before the fall, but do know that we always follow all regulations and processes that have been advised to us by the state, and many times exceed what those recommendations are. There is a question here about the security and safety protocol around children pickup. I am wondering, is there a teacher out there that would like to answer that for me? Or Miss Amasquita, I will let you tackle that one.
Thank you. Sure. So the way that we have our afternoon pickup and our morning drop-off arranged is that we have faculty members all around the building, and they are receiving the students, and there are specified points of entry. The children are supervised at all times from the time that they leave the car until they enter the school building. We do close the doors and no one is allowed entry. There's a buzzer by the front door and someone in the office will communicate with you. But chances are you won't be allowed to enter the building. We think that that's just the best way. I hope that that helps to answer that question regarding safety during pickup and drop off.
Thank you so much. I think maybe there's some questions I'm not seeing, but I see where everyone else is answering really well. So I do appreciate that. There are, since we are recording tonight's session, it is my understanding that the chat questions will also be recorded. And in the event that they are not, I will copy and paste them before we close out the call tonight. So I will have that information for everyone so that we can share it and try to create a FAQ for everyone. At this point in time, we haven't yet set a schedule for next year. I do see a question about lunch for kindergartners for next year. I do know that most of our classrooms offer a snack in the morning or in the afternoon, depending upon when they do have their lunch period. Those schedules haven't been finalized, but that when you get to the summertime, around July, late July, we should be starting to share that information with the families. So that will be happening soon. And let's see, there was apparently an earlier question about how many pre-K kindergarten classes there are next year. At this point in time next year, we plan to have 5 pre-K kindergarten classrooms. And I do see additional questions about the class schedule for next year that we will be getting out soon to you guys. And that is going to vary between each classroom. But by the time we are able to release that, you'll know which day the student's going to PE and which day they're going to art, and all of the different specials that they get to have access to. So it'll be a complete representation when we're able to provide it to you. But the question is, what's a typical class schedule for first grade? Let's see. Miss Glenn or Miss Gordon? Miss Gordon, I have unmuted you. If you are able to speak, are you able to speak? Or Miss Glenn? Okay.
I can speak for the first grade schedule. I was a first grade teacher at Casa, so I know the schedule. And normally they start in the morning with circle time at 8:30. Kids arrive. They do morning work and start then circle time. That's like the morning meeting with the class and the teacher. Then we have work cycle where we have lessons and where students are also working on their assignments for the week in our Montessori setting. So they'll be receiving lessons in language or reading or math. And at the same time, students will be working on their assignments. The teacher can be doing a small group instruction or a whole group instruction. And then during the day, they will have specials. So they can have art, PE, library, the different specials we have during the week. And then normally they have also time for snack in the morning. Then it's the afternoon where they'll have lunch and recess, outdoor recess. When we finish lunch and outdoor recess, we have a afternoon work cycle where again, the teacher will start with lessons and children will be doing the different assignments for the week, and they'll have core instruction at that time of work cycle until the end of the day where they get ready for carpool. I hope this helps a little bit with the schedule.
Thank you so much, Ms. Salcedo. Okay, so there are a ton of questions after, and I'm gonna breeze through these really quick. The new building, I see several questions about the new building. The new building is supposed to be ready for us in September. And in order to move in all of our furniture and our technology and our make sure that we have internet and all that good stuff, we are planning to move into the building after our fall break, which for our students would be October the 17th. And when we do move in on October the 17th, that is our goal. Everyone will join us on that beautiful day that we're looking forward to in the new facility, so that we can still begin the school year and not have to go to school with no breaks. We will be starting out in 2 separate locations in the fall. And so that means our pre-K through 6th grade students will be meeting at our current site, which is on Sumner Boulevard. Everyone will be in that location except for our middle grades. So we do have 5 classes that are in our middle grades. So that is our 7th and 8th grade classes and our 6th advanced classes that will be meeting at an alternative location. And that alternative location is about a mile from the school. We'll be providing additional details to those parents that will be impacted by that. And that is considered for short term. That will just be for the 6 weeks from August the 15th until September the 30th. Until we get ready to move into the new building. So we are looking forward to everyone being able to join us in that one location on October the 17th. Let's see. I see several questions about the schedules. Again, those schedules will be coming out later in the summer, and you'll have more detailed information. I do see some questions about COVID vaccines, and at this point in time, vaccines are not required for students to attend school. That is not something that the state has initiated, and at this time, CASA has not taken a stance for students to be vaccinated. I do see some questions for students with IEPs, and I think some other terminology that I'm not, maybe an SSA or some other terminology I'm not as familiar with. Miss Amasquita, could you speak to maybe a general statement about students that are coming into our facility that have special needs?
Yes, we do have an EC team, and that person, the EC coordinator, would review and accept and review the IEPs and meet with the teachers involved to discuss what the plans are for those children. And we do have some children with IEPs. Is that, if you have more about that, maybe you can put it in the chat specifically.
Absolutely. And you could also email us at admissions@cemcs.org, and we could connect you with our EC director, and they would be able to help answer specific questions that pertain to your child. And I do see a comment that's asking about the EC program and how it relates to enrichment and our content. So yes, at this point in time, we do not have a specific AIG program, but we do allow growth for our students. So they are on different spectrums within the classroom. So if you do have specific questions about that, by all means, please reach out to us and we'll provide you additional details pertaining to your student. All right, so I am just going through all of the different questions, and if for some reason we haven't answered any of the questions, please email us at admissions@cemcs. I'm going to put that in the chat again. We will be glad to answer any questions that you guys have that maybe you didn't get the details that you needed. I do see some wonderful Miss Draper and the teachers filling in the questions about why our classes combined. Why do we do that? And you guys have done a beautiful job of explaining the Montessori model and why that's important to our philosophy of education. And I did see where someone posted a link to our website. I'm going to also put our website in the chat here. It is the www.cemcs.org. That website will allow you to see why we do things the way that we do, both with our enrichment program and with our immersion program, and then also with our Montessori philosophy within our classrooms. All right. Thank you, Miss Gordon, Miss Glenn. I'm so glad that you guys can now talk. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what I did earlier. All right. So let's see. You guys have done a great job answering the questions for our student ratio. So as I mentioned earlier, we do not have more than 30 students per classroom, but there are 2 staff in each classroom. So our actual student-teacher ratio is 1:15. I do see a question about cameras in the school. There are cameras in the school, especially in our new facility. We will also have cameras in the school. So I consider us very high tech. Playgrounds. I'm so excited that you guys are asking about playgrounds. We're so excited about all of the green space that our new facility is going to allow us. And so we do have playgrounds in the new building. There is just one current playground that is huge. It's actually 62 feet by 240 feet. And so it is a very large playground, but then there is additional space that we have that will be for running and outdoor excitement that will also be available to our students. So we're very excited about the playground. We're not 100% sure that it'll be ready when we move in, but it will be ready next year. And we are looking forward to being able to provide that for our students. All right. I do see some questions about that seem pretty specific to students. So if you could please email those questions specifically about changing students' classes or making them accelerated student, if you could email those to us to the admissions@cemcs.org, we will make sure to get the correct person to answer that for you. Okay. All right, guys. There are a lot of questions here. And it looks like you guys are doing a great job answering. I'm sorry. I hate for y'all to just be sitting here while I'm reading through the chat questions. There is a clarity question about the uniforms. Would one of our teachers like to answer that while I look through the questions?
Sure. So uniforms for grades K through 6, it's navy bottoms with white or red polo shirts. Miss Cobble, was the decision already made to phase out the red?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. So yes, white or red polos and navy bottoms for K through 6th grade. And then for 6 advanced through 8th grade, it's khaki pants with navy, red, or white polo shirts. I hope that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And we're going to make sure that you guys have, your email is going to explode tomorrow with this really large document that has all of this information in it as a reminder. As well, I did see a question here about parents having access to cameras in the student's room, and that is not possible. Security cameras are for administration only due to HIPAA violations. We are not allowed to allow anyone to have access to those security cameras. So just that you know, you would not have access to cameras within the classroom. All righty. Ms. Brock, would you be able to answer the question, is Math 1 taken through NCVPS?
Yes, currently it is taken through NCVPS. We have had some years where I have physically taught it in the classroom, and we've had some years that we've done it through NCVPS. So it just depends on how many kids we have in middle grades, how many kids are registered for Math 1. There's just a couple of different factors we've got to look at before we can decide whether it's VPS or whether we are able to teach it in the classroom.
Thank you, Ms. Brock. There's also an additional question about homework expectations for lower elementary. Ms. Glenn or Ms. Gordon, could you answer that?
Sure. Homework for the lower grades, we do have an expectation of 20 minutes per night that they read and log that in their reading log. And in addition to that, we have math that comes home a few times a week, along with choice boards with language activities. But we tried to make sure that homework does not last an exuberant amount of time, that there's plenty of time for them to actually be at home and do their activities that they would normally do and be with family. So we do try to keep that at a minimum. The reading log is the big staple that we have in the lower grades.
Thank you so much, Ms. Glenn. I'm seeing some great questions about a cafeteria and a library. We do have a library. We're going to have a brand new gym with an auditorium in the class or in the gym. So it's a stage that will be in the gym. A gymatorium is what I'm calling it. That's not a legit name, but that's what I'm calling it. And there's another great question about Montessori teachers that are certified. And so we do have a variety of certifications for our Montessori teachers. And so all of our teachers are being trained in Montessori training. Not all of them are certified, but they are working towards a certification and obtaining those classes. We have a question about the Immersion Program's homework will be in Spanish. Miss Gordon, would you be able to answer that question for us?
Yes, I'm here, and yes, immersion. Whatever homework we send is what we're doing in the classroom, so the students are able to do it by themselves. So we send all our homework in Spanish. So don't worry about it. Don't stress about it, because if your student is not able to do it, you can send it back to us, and we can work with the student in the classroom. The idea is not for the parents to work on the homework; it's for the students to work on the homework.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gordon. All right, guys. Great question about do we foresee any COVID circumstances that would force the school into remote mode again? Honestly, CASA has operated on campus all year this year. Even with the Omicron variant that came in January, we were still able to remain open. We were very short-staffed and had a lot of students out, but we were able to stay on campus. So unless the only thing that I could anticipate that would be an issue would be if the governor requested for the schools to close. That would require us to close, but I don't foresee CASA making a decision to move into that direction. I do see some additional questions about the playground. There will be green space and fenced in areas for the kids to play. And when I say playground might not be ready, it could still be under construction when we get to the school in October. That's not the goal, but of course, due to delays with everywhere with shipment and worker shortages, sometimes that is an issue. So we will still open the facility even if the playground isn't open, and we will have plenty of opportunities and things for them to do, even if it isn't actually on a playground play set. So we will definitely make sure that they get their recess and that they have plenty of ways to get out their energy, because that's exactly what the teachers need for them to be able to do. Volunteering, Ms. Draper, you're doing a great job. Do you want to speak to maybe what volunteering used to look like before COVID and what we're hoping to get back to in the fall? I'm sorry, I think I have to make you a host again.
Okay. Oh, I'm sideways, but volunteering. So the way that PFA has worked this year is we have worked with administration, and they've given us a giant picture of different pockets that parents can volunteer. When we were having outdoor lunches, parents were allowed to volunteer outdoors with that. When we are allowed to volunteer and help teachers with recess and in the garden and during carpool. So right now, the majority of our volunteering is outdoors. When it is not in COVID, PFA has a program called Room Parents, and that one room parent works together with the teacher, and they talk and they say, okay, what are the needs that you have in this classroom? And then that room parent organizes volunteers to come in and read, to come in and clean, to come in and help out with different just pieces that just give the teachers back a little bit of time and energy. And so the room parent for your specific room will be able to hopefully help you with that next year, so that you will have exactly what your specific teacher needs and wants for volunteering. That's also given that we can get in the school building next year, just given all of the COVID precautions, because we want to keep our teachers safe, because they are the ones who provide our kids with safety. So whatever all of that looks like and needs, we try to be as flexible as possible.
Thank you. And if possible, I would like to add that in my time at CASA, I've seen the level of commitment and joy with which the families do devote their time and their talent and treasure at CASA. This is I think something that's unique to Casa in that the families are just the lifeline of the school. It's we see them all the time, starting with morning drop off. They pitch in, they'll park, they'll help open car doors, even at the end of the day, throughout the day. It's just beautiful to see how the parents really just pitch in and help wherever is needed. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we have going with our families at Casa. We'd be lost without the PFA, I think. I don't know where we would be.
Thank you so much, everybody. We do want to respect everyone's time. So if you do still have some additional questions, I will certainly hang on the line. And if I don't have the answer, I'll make sure I can get it to you. But at this point in time, we've exceeded our time frame that we had set aside for you tonight. As I've mentioned a few moments before, everything has been recorded, so we will send that link just in case you missed something from the meeting. And then we will also send out the chat information so that everybody can have a summary of the chat, as well as the actual handouts for all of the different programs that were mentioned this evening. If you have any additional questions, feel free to email us at admissions@cemcs.org, and we will make sure to address any concerns or any questions that you have. All right. So I'm going to hang on for just a little bit. I'm going to mute myself, but I'm still here. If you guys have additional questions, feel free to hang out. Teachers, I'm going to release you and let you enjoy your evening. And it was wonderful meeting you. I hate that it wasn't in person, but we're looking forward to seeing you soon during this summer and upcoming communications. Thank you so much, Casa families. We look forward to meeting you and seeing you soon. I'm so excited for your excitement. Miss Cooper, it's great to see your excitement. You can absolutely go ahead and get connected with the PFA ahead of time. So I will send you all of their links tomorrow, or if you Google on Facebook, that's a great way to find them, or even through our website. They have a PFA website linked to our website, and you can go ahead and get connected with them now. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you and get started. I do see some questions about, it says, are we able to sign our kinders up for sports and activities on the website? I'm sorry, when you say kinders, does that refer to kindergarten? I'm assuming that that's what that means. Have I interpreted that correctly? That's Miss Masterson. Now that we've narrowed down our people, let me see if I can let everybody talk. Hold on just a second. Turn on your microphone. I think I just gave people permission to turn on their microphones. Is that Miss Masterson?
Miss Masterson said yes, Miss Cabo. That is
Okay.
kindergarten.
Okay, great. So at this point in time, we don't have athletics that are being offered to our students. We do have a few different clubs, such as a cross-country club that is athletic involved, but that is currently the only sport that we have that is on campus. That is hosted by our PE teacher, Mr. Lynch, and he sends out those notifications. I didn't ask him to be on this call, so I don't recall what the requirements are surrounding what it takes to be a part of the cross country club, but I can find out. I will put that down as a follow-up and reach out to you. I will locate your email through your name. I'm gonna write that down. Now, I do know that for our enrichment programs that are hosted through our before and after school program, those are available to all of our students. If there is any age restrictions, and that's notated on the signups when those come out. So in this summertime, those enrichment opportunities will be sent out to all of the families, and you'll see what your child would be eligible for as far as the enrichment programs. And those that Miss Diamant spoke about were the like the Lego program or the veterinarian program. There's a variety at the chess club. And so some of those do have age restrictions on them, like the veterinarian program is specific for a certain age group. But all of that is made aware up front. Okay. All right. What other questions might you guys have? Quiet. I apologize. I've got two cameras going, or two computers, and one that the camera's not working on for some reason. So I realized that at the very end. So I apologize for that. But I thank everybody for hanging on and letting us answer your questions. Is there anybody else that has a question that hasn't already gotten an answer? That
Ms. Cabo, Mr. Llewellyn is asking about any delays on the new site, if we're expecting any delays.
So for the construction site, right, for the new building, we have given ourselves a buffer. I'm not going to reveal to the construction company what my buffer is, but we have given ourselves a buffer for us to get into the site on October the 17th. It might mean that pushes for me, the operation side of moving into the new building. So we might have to bring our furniture in a little bit quicker and get our technology in a little bit quicker than I would like. But in general, we're feeling fairly confident that we're going to hit that October 17th deadline, which is the reason why it is also at the end of the fall break to create that additional layer of buffer. So we definitely didn't want to tell our kids, hey, this is when we're moving, and then have to keep changing that date out. So we feel fairly confident with that date. If for some reason something were to happen, we would communicate sooner rather than later, because changes like that, they're a domino effect, and it affects multiple things. But the thing that we want is our students to feel secure. New school, new building. And so we're going to share that information sooner rather than later if there were to be a delay. But I feel fairly confident that we're going to hit that October 17th deadline. Okay.
Also, there's another question about after school program, if it can be filled up before everybody has a chance to apply.
That's a great question for Miss Diamant. Generally, with the after school program, if there is enough interest, then we hire more people in order to fulfill the interest. In theory, we could host all of the students for the before and after school program if we had enough staff to offset it. So there has to be enough interest in order to hire another person to fulfill that role. But Miss Diamant could answer that better for you. I know that she did open up for applications about 2 weeks ago. Go ahead and apply, and she could maybe keep you posted as to where we are with registrations, how close she is to filling up. But everyone has the opportunity to apply at this point in time, which is why we want to go ahead and tell everyone about it. Okay. Great, Miss Gordon. You're doing a great job of answering all these questions for me. I greatly appreciate it about the staggered entry and the multiple carpools. At this point in time, we just know with our new location right off of Capitol Boulevard that we are being required by DOT to have 2 separate carpools. And we do recognize that that's going to present an issue for some families that have children in multiple grade levels, to where they would have 2 different carpool times. So we're working on a game plan for that. We don't have those details worked out, but we will have those details worked out this summer, and we'll be posting that information as soon as possible. But we do recognize that that is a concern and an issue, and we'll have a solution to it before school starts. Okay.
There's another question about before care, if they have to drop off at 7 or if they can drop off at 7:30.
So the way before care works is that as long as your child is dropped off prior to the start of carpool. So carpool will start at 7:45 for our first group. So 7:30 is fine. If you want to drop off at 7:30, then they would still be a part of the before care program. And you still meet those. Yes, you can drop off at 7:30. And I do see that great question about parents being able to eat lunch with their children. We do hope this year and last year, COVID restricted us from doing a lot of the things that we do enjoy doing as a school. And so we are hoping that next year we'll be able to open those opportunities up. And so I do hope that is something that we can offer next year. I can't answer that right now, but that is something that we would like to be able to do. All right. All right. Any other questions? Anything I missed, Miss Gordon?
I don't think so, Miss Cabo. You have been doing an amazing job.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I shared both Facebook pages. One is Casa Esperanza Family, and the other, the official for the school, is Casa Esperanza Montessori. That is the way you can find us on Facebook.
Yes, families, and I will try to share that in the document that's coming out to you tomorrow as well. Okay. Those Facebook names. All right.
Oh, there's a great question. Last question. She says, what are you most excited about for the coming year?
Oh, I see some people are answering for us. Yeah. Students in the new building. I'm hoping for some normalcy next year. I'm pretty excited about coming back to school on a normal new year and the excitement that builds. Anybody else?
I love the beginning of a new school year. Like, I still get all excited the few days leading up to that very first day of school as an adult, as a teacher, preparing for that first day when the children are going to be coming into the classroom. There's just that buzz and that natural excitement about the beginning of the school year. And of course, in the fall, after the fall break, looking forward to walking into that new building for the first time. That's going to be so cool. I can't wait for that. But I'm one of those people, I'm excited every morning. I love to see the children in the morning and greet them at carpool. But yeah, there's something magical about the first day of school and seeing all the new faces and meeting all the new families. That's what I love.
Can I just say that I'm totally pumped about having 2 first days of school next year? Like, we're going to come back from fall break. It's like we're starting all over again. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. And can I also say that I love school supplies? There's just something about school supplies and being able to buy them in bulk at discount. I don't know. All the good, exciting things about the beginning of the year. Well, thank you guys. We are so excited to meet you. I wish it could have been in person, but I'll be perfectly honest. We have capped out our current facility, and there's no way with 105 participants, which was probably about 210 people at a minimum represented, that we would have fit anywhere in our facility. So tonight's meeting did have to be virtual, but we are looking forward to being able to bring you into the building in the summer. We'll have some welcome nights and some new parent nights and meet the teacher nights and all kinds of things that we're super excited about having, and can't wait to meet you face to face. So if you have additional, I know you're going to get off the computer and like, I should have asked one more question. I thought of this, and that is quite all right. Send those questions to admissions@cemcs.org, and we will get those answered for you. And we look forward to meeting you and seeing you soon. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Miss Amasquita. I'm going to end one of my... All right, I'm going to copy the chat so that I didn't lie about that. And then, make sure I get this email for everybody for tomorrow. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you, Casa team, for filling in the gap and answering all these chats. Y'all did a great job tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get
Have a
some
good
rest.
night.
Chuculun, a dormir. We'll see you in the morning, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Miss Gordon. Thank you, Senora Salcedo. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Shanika, you sound great.